Welcome to the CLG podcast. So, if you see my previous episode, this is way different than anyone would expect. It's not some Zoom meeting with a rubbish camera today. It's a new studio, which most of these episodes will be on. Today's guest is Andy Ward, who does videos around the community of St Neots and does all these amazing things and shows the amazing things and culture that St Neots has to offer. So would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi guys. My name's Andy or Andrew, and I do a lot of videos around St Neots, and I do overseas as well, but mainly in St Neots. And I like to go around and see what's happening, like the market square, and what's happening there or what's not happening there, which can be quite interesting. It's as I said, videos about anything really, to be honest, Luke.
So, first question I want to ask you is, how long have you been doing filmmaking, like, as a whole? Like, have you been doing it before, like, YouTube and TikTok existed, or...?
Oh, yes, yeah. I started doing videos, I would say, probably 20-plus years ago. And then the cameras were so different to what they are now. I mean, now, like the one you're filming on now, they're very small, very high definition. One I use, let me show the one I actually use for my YouTube. So I use this, and this camera, it does 4K, and the equipment, the quality is absolutely fantastic. And I've done a lot of weddings. I used to do a lot of weddings, and I do parties and stuff like that. Plus, I do a bit of corporate stuff as well.
So, what gave you the idea to, like, start a YouTube and TikTok account?
Right, okay. Now, I started my YouTube channel probably about 9 years ago. And I thought, I watched one or two YouTubers, and I thought, you know something, I'll have a go at that. And I thought, I think I'll do one around St Neots. And look at some of the shops, go around some of the nightclubs, because there were a few nightclubs then. And so I got quite a lot of views, and I thought, oh, this is quite good. And then about 3 years ago, I started to do TikTok, and which is totally different. And the first lot of TikTok videos I did, they lasted for about 60 seconds. Okay, and then the TikTok changed it so you can actually put long form videos on. So now I put a lot of long form videos on TikTok as well. So I found it. Well, one thing, I like making videos. I like doing it. And for me, it's like a paying hobby. So it's great.
Yeah, I mean, the way filmmaking and, like, making videos helps me is it's kind of therapeutic, like filming. Not so much editing, because that can take hours off your day.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what you're doing and you're really confused, it can mess up your day. But I find filming and just the general, like, making content for people to see, I just find it really interesting, because you can make it about anything. Like, you can do it about your hobbies, you can do it about where you pitch base, where you, like, what you do in your career, what you do for a job. Maybe you could film yourself, like you say, going around shops and everything, like doing reviews and everything. You know, there's a whole lot of things to offer on YouTube, and you can make basically anything you want.
Yeah, that's very true. Look, you can do lots of things like that, and I find it very useful, because actually before I've lived in St Neots on and off for about 20 years, 30 years maybe, and since I've done videos, I learned a lot more about St Neots. It's quite surprising, especially with as I say, my thing is about the market square, and but also a lot of the nightclubs. I mean, there used to be several nightclubs here, but they've all closed now. And but it's interesting, and to look back and you think, oh, that's what St Neots looked like all those years ago. So I find it very, very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, obviously St Neots has changed a lot these past few years, you know, with, like, COVID and everything like that. And I feel that it's reaching its peak at the minute with a citizen hub, all the amazing people down here, and all the amazing like people that start their own businesses, for example. I've seen much more like people making their own business than like big retailers down here, and I find it really interesting and quite better actually, because you get to know the people more better, and it's just more peaceful than retail, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, and there's a lot of things going on. But for a start, I didn't know about this studio here. I mean, it's really nice, isn't it? I think it's it's very professional. The decor at the back's good. The lighting's good, and I didn't know about it. And I should put this on my YouTube channel just to show people what St. Neots else has to offer.
Yeah,
Lots of places,
absolutely. I mean, this has only just been finished. I mean, I remember, like about a year ago, this used to be like a meeting space, but before that, it used to be a kitchen, because this place used to be like a cafe or bar or some sort.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it's why you can see all the metal over there. That's
We've seen where the cooker used to be, is it?
yeah. And that's where the cooking equipment used to be. And I find it really interesting because this place had a massive makeover, to a kitchen, a meeting room, to a whole podcast studio with massive opportunities. And this vinyl wrap here was made by the lovely people down at Moss UK. They're like a printing company.
Okay.
And they do printing for like big businesses. And they have done all of this for us, and it is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, it looks all right, doesn't it? Yeah, it's good, that sort of factory look, isn't it? A sort of industrial look. Yeah, it's very nice. I'll say I've been here for a long time, and Sydney has changed a lot. It really, really has. And I remember when I first here, there was no Love's Farm. Yeah, that used to be a straight road from the high street all the way up to the roundabout, and that's now we've got on one side we have the Love's Farm, and then of course on the other side we've got the Winteringham Estate, which is a massive estate. It's got a big primary school in there, and so I gather it's going to go all the way down to Tesco's.
And it's amazing that you're documenting all the change. You're documenting. Like I saw your most recent video. Like, what's the best takeaway in St. Neots?
Oh right, yes.
The Armed Forces Day.
Yeah.
And even like I used to see your videos down in lockdown. Like even down in lockdown, you still made content about St. Neots.
Well, I did. Yes, I was looking for toilet paper.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone was looking for toilet paper.
That's
back
right.
in the COVID days. I remember that very well.
Yeah. I did quite a few there, and then we had like Independence Day or something like that when they broke, they finished all the rules and everything, and I went out and there was no one about. People weren't a bit scared to go out, I think, really, but I think things have changed a bit now. But as I said, St. Neots has changed a lot. When I first moved to St. Neots, on a Saturday night, it used to be like a war zone at the Market Square. It used to be that the police used to be there and they'd be fighting and everything. But to now, it's
peaceful.
It's very peaceful. But then again, I don't think people go. I don't think youngsters like yourself, go out so much. Probably like me, and probably your mum. We used to go out and party, But I think things have changed a lot over all those years,
Yeah, I mean, I've seen loads of businesses close, sadly, over the years.
Yeah.
But in a way, sometimes they turn into better places.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Beals down in Market Square, I think that's changing into a gym.
All right.
And that is, at least they're actually doing something to that place, because that's been empty for about 6 years.
Yeah, that's very true, But can I... I don't think a gym on the high street is a very good idea.
No,
I'm sorry,
really.
You might think it is, but we have a lot of gyms. There's a gym at the back, behind the back near Waitrose.
Yeah.
And I can understand they want to fill it up, Beals do, because that was a big store, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Upstairs
it was a
and
massive
everything.
place.
Massive stores, And I think it should be more shops. I don't know what kind of shops. It'd be nice to have a Primark or something like that there, maybe. But I don't know. But maybe the footfall isn't big enough for a stall like that. but you're right. I mean, we got some good. We got Marks and Sparks, and there's Iceland. We got some big ones there.
Yeah, we got some big places down here. All right, so the big question I'm going to ask you now
Yeah,
is,
go on.
how vital do you think it is to film and let people know about our community?
I if you asked me that about 5-6 years ago, I would have said, well, I don't know really. But now I think it's interesting, and you know, people. A lot of people who get back to me, and they'll probably get back to you on your pods as well. They'll say, "Oh, Luke, that's great. Though I learned a lot about the stories you're bringing up and everything." Because I get a lot of people say to me, "Oh, Andy, thanks very much for your last download. That was interesting." So I think people, if something's local, and I think people could relate to it more, especially if they're living in St Neots.
Yeah, I mean, St Neots isn't far away from the massive places. I think we're only like like an hour away from London. I don't know. I never really went to London, but but I recently went to an air show down in Biggleswade, and they had a massive community down in there. People with massive cameras taking all the photos, and it was really nice to see, because seeing people like be nice to each other, forget their hatred for people, and just enjoy the planes. We saw loads of amazing things down there.
I think you probably went to Shuttleworth.
Yeah, Shuttleworth.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah,
down
no, that's nice there, and you're right, and it's like when we have the Christmas tree, Christmas light switch on,
Yeah.
I mean, that is well attended, isn't it? I know we didn't have it last year because we didn't have a Market Square, but all the other times it's been very busy. We have a big fair there, and there's always lots of people there. And I give the council the due. They put a stage up and have some singers and all that, and artificial snow flying around everything. And it seems to be a good turnout. And I think the traders, they see well out of it as well, which is good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm quite excited to see the Christmas lights this year, because I think I haven't saw any since I last did it back in 2019.
Right.
For the unaware, I had the amazing opportunity to turn on the Christmas lights down here in about 2019, I want to say.
Yeah.
And since then, obviously there was COVID.
Yeah.
And I think since then, I don't think we were really interested. But last year we were quiet. But obviously the Market Square was still being built.
Yeah.
So it'll be very interesting to see this year, because 2025 has gone horrendously fast for my liking. It shocks me that it's already July.
Yeah.
In the blink of an eye, it's going to be October.
Well, that's very true. Yeah. So Christmas comes very quickly. I'll tell you that now. When you get older, time goes so quick. I'll tell you now. I don't know what your thoughts are about the Market Square. I think it looks nice. I got no.
I mean,
what's your thoughts about it?
It's good. It's good for how long that it has been built for, but I feel like there is a bit more room for change. It looks a bit bland, in my opinion.
Yeah.
There's nothing that really looks out. Compared to the old Market Square, there used to be lots of like mosaics on the floor, but now it's just like an empty pavement, and I think there's like a lot of opportunity for people to like put like more mosaics down and everything.
Yeah. I think the Market Square looks nice, okay, but my criticisms are that if you go to Nero's End and Market Square, they haven't done it. Have you looked at it? It's still the old paving stones. And someone mentioned it on Facebook, and they put a red mark saying this part of the Market Square has not been done. And I went down and had a look, and I did a video about it, and it's not been done. And like someone spoke to Stephen Ferguson, I think he's.
Yeah, I know.
And he says they're waiting for some flagstones to turn up, yellow Yorkstone flagstones to turn up, and that was probably about. It must be over 2 months ago, and of course nothing's happened. But I know they're digging something up at the moment there. I don't know what they're digging up at the moment. I've just done it, and they're just digging it up. Have you heard anything, Luke?
now that I see it, like now that I'm imagining it in my head and you saying it, I can see that, like, because I just remember the old Market Square. It's just in my head,
Yeah.
and it didn't really like come up to me as a shock more than when you told me. I didn't really recognise it until now.
Yeah. No, no, they haven't done that bit. Maybe they're going to keep it like that. I have no idea really. But one thing, I'm moaning, and I'm moaning. The other thing, was is about the trees. Why did they pull that avenue of trees? They say they weren't planted right, but and they pulled them up and they put the new ones there. I mean, I don't know if that's true or not. But well, I suppose when the other one's established, they will be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I
Yeah.
think if we're on the moaning bit now, Sydney is a wonderful place. Like it has
it is.
so many opportunities. Like in here as well, the Citizen Hub, that is just a room full
Yeah.
of opportunities. They do amazing gatherings down here, and just the people of St. Neots, so you might know him or you might not, and it's just really interesting. But I think my main complaint is the businesses shutting down and just being like abandoning buildings for the longest of times, because I've been seeing that regularly for a good few years now, and I think the TC Harrison's just
Yeah.
closed down.
Down Cambridge Street. Yeah.
Yeah, it moved to Huntingdon now, I believe, and I think
I think they're going to build old people's homes there. I think. I
Yeah.
thought they might be doing that. Because I used to live down Cambridge Street, and I used to live opposite there because I bought my first house there all many years ago, and I think they only revamped that place about 10 years ago, didn't they? I don't know how long it was. It wasn't that long ago, but since they've done it. But you're right. A lot of businesses have closed down, but a lot of new ones have opened up.
yeah,
Hairdressers, vape shops. You know, I think there's too many hairdressers. We're not, barbers.
oh man, if we would count, we'd be here all day.
Yeah, I know.
Like I do.
We're getting very political here, aren't we? But never mind.
I do like the idea because I'm all for people like starting their businesses somewhere, and St. Neots is an amazing place to start out. But there's just too many of the same things. I mean, people have choices of where they want to go, and that's completely fine. But there's just too much of the same places.
I think what would be quite nice, actually, really, like in Beals, if they had small retail units, maybe some sort of one-off boutiques, and stuff like that. I think it would be quite nice. Sort of designer, not the real expensive ones, but maybe smaller boutiques where people think, oh, in St. Neots they've got some nice independent shops that do clothes and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm all for people starting their new businesses down in St. Neots because, honestly, if you want to start a business, this is an amazing place to start. You've got amazing people down here that can help you and make your business dreams come true. And I think that St. Neots in itself, the community around it, it's just flourishing at the minute. I did a business gathering not last Wednesday.
Yeah.
And I interviewed people here for the first time as a little short clip thing that's still in progress. And all the people that came round here and talked about their amazing stories, I mean, it was just fantastic. All right. So, Andy, we're both filmmakers, yeah?
Yep.
Now it's time to discuss film.
Right.
So, do you watch much films?
I'll tell you what I do. I watch a lot of YouTube. I tend to watch a lot of YouTube, and I watch how people make YouTube video ideas. Some ideas what to film, because sometimes you sort of have a mental block. You don't know what to film sometimes.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you find that or not.
Yeah, I have been like that many a times. It's not exactly the funnest of being a YouTuber. It's not exactly the fun part of having no ideas.
Yeah, you have a mental block and you think, oh my God, what shall I film next? You know, and I try not to make it too boring. I mean, that's the thing. You see, I sometimes if they're nice and lively, they get quite a lot of views. But if they go on a little bit boring, you know, they sort of die a little bit. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I do watch a lot of YouTube in my time, mainly like technology stuff and like video game stuff, because I'm a bit of a tech whiz myself.
Right.
So I watch people like messing around with technology, maybe add a little comedy in there, because comedy is like one of my stronger points. And I just see people just have fun, you know, their hobbies, filming their hobbies.
Right.
And it's amazing to see because they're getting paid to do it, basically. Yeah. And I just love that idea.
One of the video guys I watch, mate, it's a thing called Techmoan. And what he... Do you know him, do you?
Yeah, I know Techmoan,
I watch him because he gets old technology normally, pulls it apart if it's not working, and he tries to get it going again and talks about the history of it and, you know, why it took off and why
I watched a really interesting video from him. Not from here. I think it was someone similar who talks about technology. It's some American guy called Technology Connections.
Right, yeah.
And he talks about like and he did like a 5-part series about like the development of laser discs and how it rised and failed.
Yeah.
Basically. And it's really interesting to see because, you know, I wasn't born in that era, right? So it's really interesting to learn about all these things that have existed.
Yeah.
In the ages and see how they worked back in those days, because obviously we didn't have any of this AI, you know, artificial intelligence things back in the 70s, you know, and I find it really interesting that people take moments of their time to talk about these things that are like 50 plus years old.
Yeah. Because when I first started, when I learned, I learned video a bit at school, and believe it or not, it's in black and white. It was, yeah, and it recorded on a reel-to-reel recorder.
Yeah,
like, you know, you get reel-to-reel audio recorders. It was like that, but the actual tape. Well, I would say it was. I'm going to do. It's about that thing, which is about half an inch. I don't know what it is in centimeters, but it's about half an inch, about that size. And and the picture quality was really bad. But I learned quite a lot about it anyway. And then as time went on, we got onto like VHS tapes and then SVHS, and to edit you had to use 2 decks. Yeah, and you had a third deck where you put everything onto, and you could only do like 2 generations down. Otherwise, the quality would be, the reds used to bleed like anything. But then, of course, you have digital, what we have now, and you can just go over and over and over, and you don't lose any quality
overlapping.
At all. Yeah.
I mean, I did see this really interesting video about how they like edited like newsreels back in like the 70s and all that, like how they edited one. And I think it was for like ITV television back in the 70s. And they it was for like a children's TV show at the time.
Yeah.
Because it said on the thing it was like children's TV. And it showed like this guy syncing up the sound with the clapperboard, seeing all these things that they use in film nowadays that actually had a purpose back then. It's really interesting.
Yeah, like it's like when we do the pod now, you do the clap, so you can see the audio of it, you hear the audio of it, but you also see the video of it as well. And you hear the clap like that. You know, you can put the 2 sounds together, the sound and the audio together, and the videos together. So it's all, you know, it's all makes sense now, doesn't it?
Yeah. So before we end off today's episode, I want to ask you. What are your top 5 favourite films of all time?
Oh, I don't know. I like The Life of Brian.
Monty Python, that's a good one. That's a good start.
And I saw, oh dear. Do you know something? I haven't been to a cinema for a long time, really. I think one of the first, Bullet. I don't know if you know Bullet with Steve McQueen. That's going back a long, long time. And I think the reason why I like that, because I went with a girlfriend. And I remember that. What other ones have I liked? I've seen. I'm not into horror videos because I get too scared. I know that's the idea of a horror film, but yeah. But I say, why are you going that way? Why are you not? You know, why are you doing that? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? You know, I'm thinking, but so horror films I don't like really. What comedy? It's hard to say really. I like comedy ones with a bit of romance. I'm a bit of an old romantic, I think, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Naming, I can't remember. There was what's the other ones? Oh, pretty girl, is it?
I think so. Yeah.
Pretty girl. I think I was with pretty. I quite like that one. Pretty Woman, was it? Yeah, that was that was it. But to be honest, I can't remember too many. It's a long time since I've been to the cinema, to be honest. Long time. Do you know something? I know I should. I've never been to the cinema here in Sydney.
Really?
Really?
It's quite surprising, actually.
Yeah,
It's quite a decent cinema. I went loads of times.
Yeah.
You know, it's quite a great cinema.
Yeah.
You know, there's not much people down there nowadays.
No.
But it's still a good place to go and watch a film because
I thought that'd be closed down, you know, but they never closed it down, did they? They kept that one open.
It was on the list. I remember it was. It was on the list of, but they were going to close down another branch instead.
Oh right.
But I'd say my top 5 favourites.
Yeah, go on. Yeah, what are 5?
Okay, so comedy wise, like Aeroplane. That never fails to crack me up. I do like a bit of action as well. I don't mind a bit of like Tarantino, like Kill Bill and all that
seen
jazz.
That. That's violent, that one, isn't it?
Yeah,
I've seen that. That's not a bad video. Yeah, I'll put that down to one of mine as well. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I liked. I recently watched a film called The Lighthouse. Like it's a horror, like psychological thriller type thing. It was very like I tried to look for the artistic parts of film,
right?
And it pits it off.
I've heard about The Lighthouse. I heard about that. Yeah,
it's very like I don't know how to describe it really. It's very odd.
Yeah,
like nothing really makes sense, and it's a bit messed up because it's a horror film, obviously. And I found myself quite liking it because of just the pure dedication that these actors went through with all their voices and everything, because they're not their real voices, and it's just absolutely incredible that how much people can really be other people, basically.
Right.
And I'd say,
what else?
Oh, this is a good one for me. I'd say, oh man,
got you on the spot, yeah.
yeah. It's the best bit of the podcast. Just trying to have a good think. I'd probably say The Naked Gun as well.
Oh right, yeah, I've seen
a comedy.
Yeah.
And I like I got a letterbox actually where they where you can like review films, and I put like 4 favourites. I know a name of one, but I can't remember. Terminator 2.
Terminator, yeah. Terminator videos. Films were quite good. I like that. Yeah, I don't know if it's 1 or 2 which one I like best. There's also the other one. Who's the other guy that he was in opposition with at the time? I forgot now.
I only watched 1 and 2.
Rambo.
Really.
The Rambo videos.
Oh yeah, Rambo. Yeah. I mean, I never really gave Rambo much of a go.
No.
I mean, I like the premise, but it just feels a bit more like overrated in my opinion.
Overrated, okay. Yeah.
Because I saw a few clips of it. It just seems like your average 80s action movie.
Right.
I mean, hot take. I mean, I'll probably get a lot of the comments saying like Rambo's really good, and I'm sure it is really good, but it's not really for me.
No.
I'd say. But I'd say also I really like Shaun of the Dead as well because.
Oh yeah, that's a good. Yeah, Shaun of the Dead. I forgot about that. Yeah, I like that. I know it's a bit of a horror one, but it's a comedy as well.
I like that. I like how it mixes it up together.
Yeah.
Like when a zombie comes in the house, I was like, oh no, really? You know,
yeah.
it's one of the best mix-ups in films I've ever seen. Like zombie horror and comedy.
Yeah.
You know, you couldn't lose on that.
No,
one.
no, no. That's a good film. That is. Yeah. That could be one of my top ones. To be honest, now you mentioned that. I forgot all about that. Yeah. It's a very funny video or film. So I'll tell you, talking about videos, right?
What YouTube videos you mean?
Well, videos. You probably don't even remember this. There used to be down Huntington Street. They used to be called Blockbusters. And
I heard about Blockbusters.
Yeah, and I think it's where Pizza Hut is now, or Pizza. I don't know. It's right on the corner anyway.
Yeah, that's where Pizza Hut is. Yeah.
And I remember going down there with the kids, and we used to hire a video. First it was videos, and then they went on to like DVDs. And of course, your generation, you don't have that now. You just go online and just stream it. You know?
I still try. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of streaming.
No?
You know, I don't like I don't like how there's like 15 different streaming services they all have to pay like a fortune for, only to watch a film. Then it goes off the service like 2 days later when you want to watch it again. And so I've been, for the past few months, or for years now actually, I've been collecting like DVDs and Blu-rays and all that.
Oh right, yeah.
And like CDs and vinyl, because I just don't really. I'll still use streaming services, but if I have the movie on DVD or Blu-ray or anything like that, I'll just watch it on that.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. You got something physical then, haven't you? You got something you can put in on the shelf,
and you can keep it.
Yeah. No, that's true. That is very true. Yeah. You're missing that. And another thing that you probably don't remember is vinyl records.
I still collect them.
Do you still play them? Yeah.
Yeah, but every time I get one, they cost me a massive chunk of money, because they're quite popular in demand at the minute. Yeah. Because everyone's trying to get back into them. Because I'm not the only one who believes that streaming services will.
In a former life, I used to be a DJ.
Oh really?
Yes, and we had records then. Vinyls, and we used to carry all the records around. Used to be the 12 inches and like the little 7 inches, and we used to go from club to club, and they used to be really heavy to drag around. But now, when the DJs turn up, they open their laptop, and they've got so much more music than what I had, and it's just in the little laptop. And they've got thousands of records, and if you say, "Oh, have you got so and so?" With me, I'll say. Well, back then I go, oh yeah, I'm going to have a look. And you're going free like that, and people put me in the wrong sleeve and stuff like that, and you can't find it. Well, now on the laptop, you just put the first few letters in, and up it pops.
Done. Yeah,
it's
I
done.
mean,
different world, completely different world.
Honestly, but technology has changed so much.
Yeah.
It's like, but you still got to be with the old, old but gold. I still play retro consoles.
Okay.
I still use vinyl records, DVDs and everything. DVDs are considered retro now, and that makes me sad. Okay. I feel like you just have to experience the stuff that you have never experienced.
Oh, yeah, things have changed so much now. They really have, because you can put all the music on in a laptop or on a little USB, and you've got hundreds of songs on there. While years ago when I did a mobile DJ, we used to have all these records, and they'd be in the wrong sleeve, so you couldn't find them, or you haven't got the record they wanted, or it's scratched, or there's all problems.
That's my worst fear: records getting scratched, because I spend a lot of money on records. I do try and go cheap. I go to the charity shops down here. Mm-hmm. Usually they do sell them for quite cheap, and I think I got one 45 RPM one, but it kind of bounces the needle, and it just really scares me, because it was really expensive equipment, and fragile equipment. If a needle's gone, your music's gone.
Well, we used to do. Yeah, I know you shouldn't do that, but if the record used to jump, we used to put a small penny on the head to make it a bit heavier. I know. Look at disgust for doing that.
No,
that's what we used to do.
More shock than anything, because I just destroy it.
Well, no, I don't know if it destroyed it or not. We just get away with it anyway. Because if you worked in a club and you had a bouncy floor, that
Yeah,
that
it kept it
record
stable.
would jump up and down as well. You had to be very careful. That was a problem. So that was a good thing when you had DVD, CDs come in. It wouldn't jump so much. It did a little bit, but nowhere near as much as records did. But
Yeah.
that's you know, a long time ago. Things have changed a lot since then. But you know.
Yeah, well, thank you for your time today. I mean,
You're welcome. It's been nice. Thank you for inviting me.
yeah, you're welcome. I just absolutely love what you do, filming around our local community,
Oh, thanks.
and just showing all the people what people do,
Yeah.
like our community, our culture, our kind of life, basically,
Right.
and you know, like news and all that as well.
Yeah.
You know, it's really interesting to see that someone's making a difference about talking about their community, because I feel no one really does.
Yeah. Oh, well, thanks very much. I do appreciate that. It's nice to be appreciated.
Yeah. Well, you're
all
very
right.
welcome. If you ever
Yeah.
want to be in a podcast again, just
Well, just invite me. No, it's been very nice meeting you, Luke.